the Trevor Jackson podcast.
You know, when he was having a debate, it was a young guy that was there. And he was debating him, the person, when he got shot. And he did a podcast on YouTube's Channel 5, the guy that Hunter Biden was on his platform as of recently. And he was talking about the incident and how it's affecting him. And the guy asked him a real relevant question that, I felt like it needed a further discussion.
During natural disasters, Katrina, Hurricane Helene, when something bad happens, different political agendas latch on to certain details of it, and they use it to run their own little mini news cycle. And I feel like you'll kind of be able to cut through that for people because you're just a guy who was there.
Sure.
And so, are you doing okay?
Dude, I don't know. I remember thinking walking away from that, like, dude, that's a memory that I'm never going to forget that happened 10 seconds ago. Like, I remember thinking that walking away. I'm like, that's a thing that I cannot forget. And it's a very weirdly prescient thing to be thinking about as I'm trying to find my wife in the crowd of people. But I was thinking that. It was hard. Like, I was definitely trying to I was keeping it in, and we got a call from the hospital that we had to go see my daughter 2 seconds after we were sitting in traffic as everyone was piled in. It's like, oh, now we got to go to the hospital. And I get there and I misread the charts and I think that she's doing a lot more poorly than she is. And I'm like, I break down in the hospital. I'm like, that is, I don't think that I can handle the day. I feel like an emotionally put together person, but I don't think that this is a thing that anyone could do. And then the nurse is like, oh, that's not what that is. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's fine. I'm okay. Okay. But I definitely feel the preciousness of life today. Okay.
I watched that interview in totality just yesterday. And it was interesting to hear how he was speaking and how he was pausing, making sure that the things that he was saying was accurate. He was taking his time to think about the questions before he spoke. And I want to say, I wish that guy well, because that's something he's going to deal with for the rest of his life. That's something that his family is going to deal with after he is dead, is gone. That is dead and gone. That is a lifelong traumatic situation. And on this podcast, I talk a lot about trauma being transferable through the DNA. And I ask y'all a multitude of times, do y'all think that that's a reality? Because I do. Now, what I want to say about when you're angry and you disagree with somebody, you don't have to react with feelings and emotions. You don't have to react with actions. Go research and get more educated and react with your brain and your mouth. Because if you react with feelings, emotions, and you react with violence, that means that you're low vibrational. And you're not just affecting the person that you want to hurt. You're affecting a multitude of people. That guy, Charlie Kirk, shouldn't be dead, first of all. That guy shouldn't have to have lifelong trauma based upon that. That was just a foul situation. At the end of the day, though, I know that Charlie Kirk was a conservative, and he was very into politics, and he helped Trump get into office with these debates that he had on these campuses by transforming people with the ideology that he spoke about Republicans and the right and conservatism and stuff. He got Trump into the office with the youth. Now, this guy, I seen the flags up. The Black Lives Matter flag, the American flag, the LGBTQ flag, the Israel flag. He was representing. So basically, he is on the left. He's a liberal. When I think about that, I be like, man, why can't we all just be unified though? Why can't Americans just all be, come to an agreement that we humans first, that we Americans first, we're not left or right. I think that, the divide was created for control of people, control of finances, and control of decision making. And I just can't stand it, man. Real talk. I'm aware of it and I can't stand it. And it's people that may be listening to this podcast and you on the left or you on the right, or you don't like black people and you white, or you black and you don't like white people. We humans first, man. The shit is sickening. And I'm sick of seeing people participate in the divide and proud to do it. I think that that's evil at the end of the day, or a form of evil. Help me out in the comment section and educate me on y'all perspective.
And that's a lot to feel. And I felt it particularly strongly today.
Do you think a lot of things that Charlie has said would have created the desire for someone to want to kill him?
Of course I can understand being frustrated with Charlie Kirk. I am all the time. I think that he spread harmful rhetoric. And I don't know if I'm going to shy away from that. My record is pretty clear on that. Yeah. But I do believe in the same things that he believed in a very narrow context, which is, I think that having conversations is the best path forward. Genuinely. I don't know why we gave up on this idea. I think people notice that debates, they're not just gonna change their mind as soon as the debate ends. I'm like, okay, but I do believe 1,000 straws on a camel's back. At some point, if they hear enough conversations and things that influence them, they will get pulled in a direction. I used to be extremely conservative.
For real?
Yeah. I grew up Mormon. I grew up I didn't grow up in Utah. I grew up in California, actually. Grew up in LA, but I moved here because I wanted to go to BYU. I really believed in the Mormon church. And then I just kind of strayed away from it, but I was hardcore Romney fan.
Oh, because he's a Mormon.
Yes.
And
dude,
he's chill kind of.
There's a loyal following here, and I was for sure part of that. And then I was like, let me see if there's any other ideas. And I was like, and I saw this article that was a response to Ben Shapiro's attacks on transgender people. And it was it detailed a lot of these thoughts. I'm like, I didn't know that. I genuinely thought they looked down and they went, oh, that's not a penis, that's a vagina. And then had that psychosis in their head and then move forward with their lives. And that's genuinely what I thought. I'm like, well, if that's the case, these people are psychotic and maybe they should be in mental hospitals. And then I was like, oh, that's actually not how they interact with the world at all. They're actually pretty coherent thoughts and make a lot of sense. And I just needed to hear their perspective.
I don't think that words should make a person want to harm another individual, but you have to be cognizant and aware that people are weak. People don't know how to articulate themselves. And you have to convey a message being objective and not speaking malicious about individuals. I wish that guy well. I hope that he heals from that, because that is a very traumatic situation. In closing, I want to say this. I don't agree with nobody in totality. And I definitely didn't agree with a lot of the things that Charlie Kirk said. But I don't think no one should die from their words. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, your donations to the show. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.